Welcome back to Talking EdTech. I'm Jesse Roberts. I'm joined today with Jason Hicks and Daniel Vanover. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about EdTech, the evolution of technologies in the classroom, from older technologies to ones that are being presently used, and some emerging technology. Mr. Hicks, what do you got for us?
So as you can see, there's several devices and things around here, these tools that have been used forever in schools. Of course, we've got the old standby overhead projector that we can place transparencies and different things on top and be able to write notes and those kind of things. That kind of evolved into these kind of document cameras, these flex cams or the Elmos that some of us are familiar with. Those things are still valid and useful out there. However, if you don't have access to a flex cam, because these things can be expensive, with our Google Apps for Education or GAF tools that we have here in Wise County and in other places, your phone can be just a great little document camera as well. You can download the Google Drive app. On the Google Drive app, it will allow you to either take a picture or a video, and it will save it directly to your Google Drive, and it happens rather quickly. So within about 30 seconds, if I had this and I wanted this to be able to display to my students, I could hold my phone up, open my Google Drive app, take the picture, it would save directly to my Google Drive, and then I could go to my computer and pull that thing up and display it to my students rather quickly. So that's a great little tip to use if you don't have access to a flex cam. Another thing that we've seen out there forever is notebooks and pencil and paper, which is still very valid, but we also the GAF tools that we have allow us to use things such as Chromebook or the lab or anything like that will we can use Google Docs, and those things are automatically saved in there. The teacher can have access to it, and it can be shared out. So your students could be published to the world if that's what they choose to be. And sometimes that motivation really motivates our students to want to do their best. What about you?
Well, you think about some of the things that we've used throughout the years, and one of the things that really hits me, that technology that was used was in Spanish class. When I was sitting in Spanish class back in the early 2000s and late 1990s, my Spanish teacher had these little cassette tapes that she would play. She'd have these conversations or these songs and stuff like that. And I know the cassette is not really, really old technology. It's old, but it's not like ancient technology.
It had the beep when you paused it, right?
Yeah, a little beep when you paused it. And so we've kind of evolved from the cassette tape into, we had CDs, and every one of us got probably a bunch of these blank CDs still sitting around that you could mix CD tape, mix CDs and stuff like that.
So you talking about specifically, Mr. Hicks, remember vinyl and 8-track?
I do remember vinyl and 8-track.
So you got vinyl, 8-track,
Betamax.
Yeah, Betamax stuff. I don't even know what Betamax really is.
I don't know, I've never seen one.
Never seen one.
Big laser disc.
Yeah.
Saw one time in the library.
So you went from the CD, and then we started seeing MP3s were big, and people were downloading MP3s, and you were able to take your CD and you could rip it off from the CD onto the computer and then transport it over into an iPod. And so folks were carrying around these little MP3 players. I remember my first MP3 player was this little bitty stick that held maybe 15 songs. Think about that. A stick that held 15 songs, and that was huge. And you could plug your headphones up to it, and you had to have big headphones. You didn't have little earbuds. You had pretty good sized headphones, so you'd plug those things up to it, and you'd be listening. You'd be able to carry your songs around with you. And then now we've kind of evolved into this whole idea of streaming music. And you're actually subscribing to music anymore. Instead of buying CDs, you're subscribing to music.
Is that the mysterious cloud everybody's talking about?
That's kind of, I guess, part of the
being
cloud.
old school with the 8-tracks.
Yeah, you're now streaming that stuff. So you subscribe to these streaming products like Spotify, and Apple has their own Apple Music, and then Google Play Music is another one. I really like Google Play Music. The reason I like Google Play Music is because I'm able to take that same kind of technology of taking my CDs that I've got, and I can rip them off using any computer ripper or whatever you want to use, like iTunes or whatever, to rip those off of your CD player, off your CDs. and then you can upload them into Google Play Music's cloud. But it's really neat because I'm then able to take my entire CD collection. I mean, if I've got like 50 CDs, I throw them all onto Google Play Music, and I've got them all here. And they're not actually here; they're actually in the cloud.
I imagine if you were a teacher and that CD went bad, got scratched up, and wouldn't work anymore,
Well, now,
you were done, right?
yeah. Or if you go back to the cassette tapes, if that cassette tape broke, and you didn't have any Scotch tape to be able to fix that back.
Now your curriculum is shot.
Yeah.
Running out of battery to rewind it using the old pencil trick.
Yeah, no, you can't rewind anymore. So with that, I mean, you're storing everything, and you can access your songs from anywhere. I mean, I can log into Google Play Music using a browser. I can throw it on my phone. I've got it on my iPad, Chromebook, whatever. I can load it up and be able to listen to any song that I have in my Google Play library. I've got seriously 20,000 songs in my Google Play library, and I think there's a 500,000 song limit. So I don't think we're going to be hitting that anytime soon. But that's pretty doggone great to me, is that I'm able to access all that. And leading into that, I mean, you think about what we've done with VHS and movies. I remember watching the little VHS tapes. I've got a big Disney collection from when I was a kid of all these VHS tapes of all the Disney movies and everything. And I don't even own a VCR player. I don't even have a VCR in my house. Like, I've got all these VHS, and my kids have like seen very few of them.
Well, going back to when I was, early elementary, I can still remember those film strips.
Yeah.
Teacher bringing in the projector, pulling down the white screen. Those were exciting times when you saw that machine in the classroom.
Oh no, and like we found one of these. This is one of those old single slide film strip things that little projector that you can project a single slide up there. So that media that we've got has now evolved to where it's online. I mean, we went from VHS to DVD and then Blu-ray, and then we got 3D Blu-rays out there, and then you had the MP4s where you could actually download the video and actually have it stored on a local device. So now we've got like Netflix and Xfinity On Demand, and HBO Go, and all these streaming services that at any point I can get that video and watch it online. And then, like, for instance, Apple's video service in the cloud, and Microsoft's got their own video service in the cloud, and Google's got their own video service in the cloud. So you buy these digital movies that really don't even exist. I mean, it's just like a file out there.
Well, I remember before I was actually in ICRT, when Mr. Hicks was in my school, he's actually the first person to show me Discovery Ed and their streaming videos.
Yeah, so you've got, I mean, we've got this evolution of streaming video that has really just kind of taken hold, and now that's how we do things. I mean,
That's what we're doing right now.
yeah, how many
YouTube.
How many DVDs or Blu-rays have you all bought recently? I've not bought hardly any because I've got Netflix or I've got HBO Go, and if I want to watch a movie, I do that. Or if I want to rent a movie, we don't have video rental stores anymore.
No. And what's even more exciting, everything we've looked at here today is a way for a teacher to get their content to students.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some things you went back and you talked about your Spanish class of how, yes, it would be super convenient to put that music up in the cloud, but there's some things out there where teachers or students themselves could record themselves speaking in Spanish and those kind of things. I know you probably did some of those activities being recorded.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but those things can be done, and even video. Students can create video and do those kind of things, and all this stuff has made it so much easier to be able to do that kind of stuff.
That's interesting. You talked about people creating video. That's one thing we were talking about today is our news teams.
Yeah.
Doing live video. How we went from ordinary video to actually doing things live and recording things live. Tell us about I'm real proud of what they're doing now. How they private.
I am, because I mean, you look at what it used to take to make a live broadcast happen. I mean, you had these bulky cameras that you would have to throw up on a bulky tripod, and if you wanted more than one, I mean, that's huge. And trying to throw that into a school, I mean,
Get an 11-year-old to run.
yeah, get an 11-year-old to run and have to carry around something like this, and I mean that was huge. And then I mean, really, it was expensive because those cameras were. I mean, you had the camera, you had the encoders, and then you had to have that closed circuit television system that you were going through the whole school and live broadcasting.
You actually put one of those in at Elephant, didn't you? With the closed system.
No, they already had something kind of set up there, but it wasn't a closed system. I can't remember the software that they used, but they used to do those things. And
But it wasn't easy.
Wasn't easy. I mean, even with this stuff, the editing part would get you. I mean, you have to be, they go in with a script, and if it wasn't perfect, somebody was going to sit and do a whole lot of editing, and that's the great thing about this stuff now. It's quick and easy, and students can do it, and produce a quality product at the end.
And they're using their phone, and they're using their computer, they're using their iPad, and they're doing YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Periscope. I mean, Twitter owns Periscope, then they've got their own live video on the other side, and Instagram's got their live stuff. And there's all these different live broadcasting apps and live broadcasting services that are totally free that you can do your own news team broadcast. I mean, we're doing the news team broadcast down at Powell Valley Primary, and Union High School's doing theirs, and several other schools are doing theirs, and they're using YouTube Live to do those. And it puts everything inside one small device or three small devices rather than having to carry around 3 or 4 bulky cameras, hook them up to tripods, and just hope that closed circuit TV works. And I mean, this has really become something so easy that, I mean, really I've got a kindergartner and a preschooler at home, and they know how to do their own live broadcast because how easy it is that you just pull up your phone, you pull up Facebook, and you say go live.
And we've got some schools looking at that Padcaster, which is going to be exciting when that.
Yeah.
We have some schools that get that, which is basically a device and setup that uses iPads and those where you have multiple camera angles and those kind of things. So it's going to be interesting what the kids come up with once they get their hands on that software and things there.
Yeah, I love this live broadcasting stuff. I mean, you look at the stuff that we used to have, that all of this right here is now inside that. And that is amazing to me.
Well, you're talking about, that live feed, that live communication. That kind of leads into what I'm going to talk about. This ancient thing.
That's an IP phone.
Well, we're just a phone. I'm talking about the landline phone with the cord.
Yeah.
I can remember Mom's phone in the kitchen. It had one of these on it, and it was probably 25 foot long. You could have caught King Kong in it, tripwire. Yeah.
She kept you off.
That was wild. So, this was our primary communication device, especially in the classroom. Here's words you didn't want to hear. I'm going to call your mother. That struck fear into your hearts.
It did.
So, we went from using this to communicate with parents. Also, peer-to-peer. If you want to talk to another teacher in another building, what do you have to do? You have to pick up the phone. You had to call. That's before the time of email. We kind of broadened down. We email now. We text. We do other things. But if we wanted to, communicate with a lot of people, we use things like this. We did conference calls. And I've never used this little creature, but it looks like it would not be very user-friendly. Kind of reminds me of something out of Star Wars. It has its own little personality.
Well, that's it. It's scary and it looks hard, but now with things like, we're shooting this on a real simple camera. We could do this on an iPad. We could do this on one of our phones.
Some of the best videos that we've created have actually been on our phones.
Yeah.
Some of the best picture quality has been on our phones. So, just communicating with each other. We went from this to this.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that we use a lot is Google Hangouts. It's more to chat. We do voice calls all the time. We do it face-to-face. Our classrooms, Google Hangouts is great. We've had classrooms doing Skype, doing the mystery Skype, Skype in other classrooms. We've even had local artists like Adrienne Trigiani. She has done Skype sessions with our students. That's just great ways of communicating and for our students to experience things outside of our little bubble.
And Google Hangouts has that mystery Hangouts.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Skype calls it used to be. So, if you don't have Skype, mystery Hangouts would be a great way. And we have Hangouts for all of our teachers here in the county.
Well, you think about the cost that a service like video conferencing costs you. I mean, the ability, the actual cost of being able to do all this stuff.
Remind me, what's the cost of Google?
It's free. And the thing about it is you got that conference call capability for free using Google Hangouts or using Skype. And with Google Hangouts, I don't know how Skype is doing right now. I've not used Skype for a while. But as far as the multiple person video conferencing, with Google, standard Google Hangouts. So like if you're just a regular user, you're not on an educational account, you're not on an educational domain, you can video call up to 10 people at once. All right, now that to me is awesome.
I actually did a job interview one time through Skype.
Really?
Yeah.
That
was unique.
That's pretty cool.
That was unique. I was sitting on my couch interviewing for a job in Prince Edward County.
Wow.
Yeah, so distance you can cover with.
Like how many people were in there?
There were 6 people on the interview committee.
Wow. See, that's just cool to me. I mean, that's just neat that you could do all those folks joining in. If we wanted a teacher meeting across the county, and we didn't want to pull everybody in, you could do video hangouts, Google Hangouts, to video call.
You have a principal, Paul Clendon, who is doing something like that, isn't he, with Google Hangouts?
He's not using Google Hangouts. He's using Screencast-O-Matic,
Okay.
I believe, but he is recording essentially his faculty meetings.
Flipping them, right?
He's flipping his faculty meetings so that he can send those faculty meetings out to his teachers, and they're able to join in virtually, and saves them time, saves him time, and you don't have to worry about calling everybody in to one physical location. Folks can meet in remote locations. I know our Title I teachers doing
They do like a
book study.
Yeah, book study together.
And they do Google Hangouts, and they all join in and kind of talk with one another through video chat. So it's really neat that they're able to do that. Kind of like that.
It's pretty interesting. Kind of switch gears a little bit from the communication and video broadcasting. We'll talk about student response systems. You know, many years ago in the county, we got these little CPS units, and they're a great little tool for teachers to gather instant data from students. Actually, the first time I ever played with one of these was at this man's house on New Year's Eve, and we were having a wild time with CPS players.
We were. That's what a nerd's New Year's Eve is like, I guess.
You heard it first. He admitted he's a nerd. That's
Well, I was doing it for you. I was hosting you. Wanted you to feel comfortable.
These are wonderful little tools. You know, they're getting older, and I guess maybe the drawback from these are you have to have a device for every kid.
Yeah.
You have to have, you know, every kid has to be assigned a device. They're battery powered. So, you know, when they go out, you get a get a screwdriver. If the kid loses one, you got to get one from another set. You got to reprogram it. You know, like we said, they're still viable technology, but there is some, you know, hassle involved.
It's got easier.
You know, there's other things that kind of got easier as technology got better. One thing is Kahoot. We talked about that in previous videos. For you guys who don't know, Kahoot is a web-based program. You create an account, you set up your tests, your quizzes, surveys, whatever, and students log in on a device. It could be a Chromebook, it could be a desktop, it could be a laptop, it could be a phone. They're given a class code, you type in the code, and they participate in the survey. You don't have to be in person to do it either. You could do a Google Hangout call with a class across the United States and participate in a Kahoot together.
We're currently doing that with one of our schools, aren't you?
Yes. We didn't get to do it today because of the 2-hour delay, but I'm working collaboratively with Ms. Robert Boggs at LFA, and we're going on Fridays do some Kahoots. I'm going to create the Kahoots, and I'm going to call in Google Hangouts, and I'm going to run the Kahoots off location to have the kids, you know, participate that way. So, you know, it just enables another way we was talking. Teachers can work together across great distances.
All right, let me play devil's advocate, though.
Okay.
I don't have devices for all my kids.
They can get together.
Okay, but I don't have a single device. Like I just got
Okay, so
nothing.
Kids don't have any.
Yeah, I don't have anything. What do I do? How do I make that happen?
Flickers.
Nice.
Best thing about Flickers, we've talked about Flickers actually in previous videos and talked NetTech. Flickers is a great little tool. The only person in the room who has to have a device is a teacher.
It'd be like this. If I play the teacher here, and we could ask a question, as you see Mr. Roberts has his video here, I can pull my phone up, and however he has his card turned, is corresponding to an answer. So this one is A, if you wanted to answer B. But as a teacher, I can scan this throughout the entire classroom. I know immediately which kid has answered correctly, and I can give some instant feedback right then and right there.
And it gives you the same reporting capability that these things.
Yeah, they did. So it's you know, if you love CPS and you use that, and it was a valid tool for you, and if you don't have a bunch of devices, like Mr. Roberts said,
Plickers is a great alternative. And Plickers is an app. You download the app, just like you would with CPS Plickers. You input your questions, you reject them somehow, and it's teacher-led. And like Mr. Rick said, when it's time to answer, students hold up the card. Whatever edge they think the answer is, they held it up. You scan the room through your device, and it picks up pretty daggone quick.
It does. And I've seen kids do this, and they love doing this kind of stuff, whether it's Kahoot or Plickers, either way. They just love that engaging type of activity.
It's new and different. Anything new. Now, here's a little disclaimer if you are going to use Plickers. Kid does this. You got to keep your fingers, toes, everything away from the shape. It has to be as clear as a bell for it to happen.
And most folks print those and laminate those sheets, don't, because they use them over and over.
Actually, the first teacher I ever saw use it was a lady down at Fletcher Elementary, and she printed them all, laminated them, and glued them into a composite notebook that the kids would keep. So when it was time for them to do Plickers, they'd get their notebook out, and when they answered, they'd just throw it up there, she'd scan the room.
I could see you actually too sliding that code down in like one of those hard like binders that's got the sleeve on the front, the clear part on the front. That you just put it on that and kick and just put the
teacher down Middle, Josh Reynolds, he came up with the idea. Matt, you probably familiar with these. It's like a transparent sheet, a pocket you stick it in.
Yeah.
Dry erase on it.
Yeah.
He said when he uses Plickers, that's what he's going to do. He's going to put them down in those little pockets. I can't remember what they're called.
Especially those protectors, protector sheets, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a page protector. Well, I guess you could get a page protector if you want something low cost.
If you didn't
stick it down in it.
You didn't have the ability to laminate them.
Yeah, that'd be a great alternative. Nice. So you got Remind.com. You're gonna tell us about.
Yeah. So kind of the last thing is the way that we have traditionally communicated with parents were either a couple ways. The dreaded call home to mom to get in trouble or to brag on students or whatever. Writing a note home, and of course those things get sent home. I don't know how many of those that I lost on the bus or on the playground, anything like that. But a great tool now that a lot of our teachers are taking advantage of. And
how many of those got sent home and never made it back to the teacher?
I won't talk about how many notes I didn't bring back. Those both have to happen. If I don't deliver the first one, if the other one's not coming back. Now a great tool that we have available, and it's totally free for teachers to use, is Remind.com, which is a great service. Teacher can set up their own account, and basically it sets up a one-way communication with a cell phone, a texting type message that parents can sign up for. They can sign up for either an email or a text message, and teacher can send out, here's our homework for the day. Here we have a spelling test coming up.
Is the parent getting my cell phone number?
No, it's only one way. So that's why a lot of teachers like to have it. It gives you an alternate kind of number. It sends it out, and nobody can reply back to the teacher. It's just one-way communication from that teacher or the school to share out any information with the parents they've got. So like I said, it could be, we got a test coming up, or don't forget about the field trip we've got coming up. I'm sending a note home maybe. It's coming on the way if we still send paper notes home. But no, it's all those remind things that you can come home, and we always need to try to reach out and let our folks know what's going on in the schools, and it just makes things simpler for us.
Well, he's talking about, sending a note home individually. I know for mine, you can also send that one-to-one communication with the parent. You don't have to send out that blanket coverage to everybody. If I just want to talk to little Jimmy's mom, I can contact them directly.
Yeah, you say, hey, little Jimmy did great today. He's showing really some great improvement in his spelling. Hey, I'm just bragging on him.
And you can lock it down as tight, like you said, as tight as you want it. If you don't want any ability for parents or guardians or community members to communicate back, you can shut that down.
Yeah.
Or you can make it to where they can communicate back with you directly.
Yeah.
And the best part about that is it's documented. It's saved.
It's all inside there, so it's archived. It stays inside Remind, so you can't have someone say, well, they sent this text message out or this message out, or they said this to me or that to me, because it's all, like, the whole conversation is logged inside of Remind.
So it's just another great tool that we could have available to teachers that they can share out and use. Free, pretty simple to set up and get going, and you can be communicating with your parents and your students as well. I mean, they can also sign up, because basically what Remind, I don't know if I mentioned this, they get a code, they sign up with the code, so the student and the parent can get it, and if you're sending home reminders about homework or whatever, the student could get that and the parent would get that, and just a great way to keep people on track.
You can also send documents. You can attach documents.
Yeah, you can attach the spelling word list for the week as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how many times my daughter always forgot her spelling words at home, and we're trying to call everybody we know in the
Well,
classroom.
you see it all the time on Facebook. Does anybody have this week's vocabulary that you can send to them?
Somebody's tell me the vocabulary. So Remind takes care of that for you. And hey, so you teachers that do that, if you send the vocabulary list home, you may get a hug that week.
And actually, our after-school training this upcoming Thursday is going to be on Remind.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Remind and what a great tool
Here's
it
the thing I
is.
like about Remind. It's easy to sign up, but it's also easy to unsign up. So
You can
this
opt
year,
out.
this year my son has this teacher. Next year, when he has a new teacher, I can unenroll from getting notifications from his last year's teacher.
Yeah. So it's really great. I can't wait to talk about it and actually show you all the whole entirety of Remind, because it's really been a service that we've seen used greatly.
Our principals love it.
Our principals absolutely love it, because it really kind of takes a lot of that pressure off everyone. I mean, it takes the pressure off of the teachers, because you don't have to worry about that phone call home directly. I mean, sometimes it is nice to make that phone call home and to hear that voice and to actually meet with that person and see that person. But then it's also nice to just be able to quickly send a text to that person, and you don't have to actually have their number or your number. You just have to have them enroll in your class.
So you're saying I forgot to send home a message about parent-teacher night tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh. I can pick up my phone, type out a message, and send it to every parent.
Well, I remember, like, speaking with Remind and everything, back when we had the homework hotline.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the homework hotline?
Yes.
And so I know whenever I was in high school, we had the homework hotline. And even in grade school, I think we had homework hotline. And you had to call, like, the parent had to pick up the phone and call the school every day. All right, what do we got for homework? And then the teacher would post their homework, like they'd tell the homework.
Some teachers would be like, Mr. Roberts' class has no homework tonight. And never change that recording.
Yeah, they
from
never
the
change
beginning of
that
the year to
recording.
the end of the year.
And so, and I can remember doing that. And so that was kind of neat to me, because, I mean, you'd have your teacher and they would actually have to do it. But I could just imagine, because I wasn't a teacher at the time when we had homework hotline, I could just imagine the frustration it would have been to have to go into the office and you're standing in line with all these other teachers because you got that one phone at the homework hotline, and you got to call it. All right, yeah, I've got this, and this, and then you hang it up, and somebody else has to dial it and do their extension or whatever. So you had to keep doing that, and you had all these people calling in, and so I could just imagine the frustration that would be. But then we kind of evolved over to a service like Remind,
Which is much more efficient.
Oh yeah, and easier, and everybody do it.
I'd rather do text than a phone call.
I would too. I'm guilty of texting my wife when we're in the same house.
So
That's bad.
Same
Remind
room.
Same room.
the Remind training, that is this Thursday.
4:30 on YouTube Live, and you'll be able to catch it at any point. So whenever after Thursday at 4:30, from 4:30 to 5:30, you can watch us live. You can ask us questions. There's a live chat inside of YouTube. Or if you want to watch it later, feel free to watch it later. It's the same link that we'll be sending out. We'll be posting that on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere we can. We'll be sending it out through email. So you can also check it out on our YouTube channels. I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel that has all of these videos. So if you want to check out my YouTube channel, you can, or any of the other guys' YouTube channels will have those videos posted.
And this Remind training is part of the professional development trainings that we've been doing that our folks have been earning workday credit for, and if they want to do the module through it, can get the recertification points as well.
Absolutely. This is really neat. This has been great. I've enjoyed this dead tech, I guess.
Yeah, I like it. I like the format.
That's been neat. You guys got a lot of mess to clean up.
Yeah,
we
we got a
want
lot
to
of
scavenger
stuff.
stuff.
We went on a scavenger hunt today. I cannot believe we found some of this stuff. This is kind of neat. It
It's
took
like,
us.
it's like being a paleontologist.
It is.
Digging into dirt.
It's like dinosaurs. It's like bringing Jurassic Park back into technology.
Exactly.
You know.
But we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you Thursday, hopefully.
Yes. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.